In the senior law program, we provide specialized legal care, I call it legal care, to older adults 60 and plus throughout our service region. I specifically represent clients in the city of St. Louis, and we can cover a variety of issues. So all the programs that we have within our organization serve older adults, but specifically what we find, many of our requests for legal services from older adults include housing advocacy, consumer advocacy, which is going to be your credit card collection, your debt collection cases, public benefits, estate planning, and also some domestic abuse. For example, some of the clients that I serve often come to me with problems often more than one problem. So they may have a housing issue that they're facing with a landlord who refuses to make appropriate repairs to the home or the apartment that they may be renting. Or they may have a landlord that refuses to provide them with appropriate accommodations so that they can age in place and remain in the community. We often receive calls from individuals facing eviction, and that is a very important and serious issue for us. We feel that no older adult should have to be homeless or risk homelessness, and so we defend those cases very zealously in court. We also do a lot with consumer advocacy. Often we've seen an increase in the number of debt collection scams and just really consumer issues that target older adults. And so those are cases we also take very seriously and we defend in court to protect your source of income, right? Especially if you're on a limited income and Social Security is what you have to make it day to day. We want to make sure that you keep that and that you don't feel pressured in any way to use your limited resources to pay off a debt that may not be valid and that may not be enforceable in court. For the senior law program, the income and asset eligibility requirements are very different from our general program requirements. So that means that an older adult who may have more income or assets may still qualify for services. Through the senior law program, we serve hundreds of clients each year. One example of a client we recently worked with was an older woman. She's in her 70s. She had been served with court papers. She received these court papers. This was in the middle of the pandemic, and she was totally confused. She did not recognize the name of the company that was suing her. They were suing her for a debt that was over $5,000. She doesn't recall ever having this credit card or using this credit card. And attached to her court papers, there were instructions on how to log in and to participate in court virtually. Well, she wasn't very technology savvy. She didn't understand those directions. She didn't know what WebEx was, and it was incredibly frustrating for her. So she went down to the courthouse. She tried to speak to someone. She showed them her court papers, told them that she did not know how to use the internet, and she didn't get very far. She was incredibly frustrated with that experience. Someone at the courthouse actually told her to call our office. And so she called us, completed an intake, and when the file came in, we called her right away and was able to ease her mind and let her know that an attorney was going to appear in court for her, that we were going to be able to take care of the case and represent her. After investigating the case, we discovered that it was what we consider a zombie debt. So it was a debt that was really old, it was not enforceable, it was not legally valid, but this debt collection company decided that they were going to do what they could to get this money out of this woman. And so we represented her in that case, and we were successful in getting that debt waived and dismissed. And she was so relieved when we called her to give her the good news. She was incredibly grateful for our assistance.